Hello and welcome to another Lord of the Rings Rise to War video. I am the player who plays as the Witch King under the mountain, and today I'm just going to do a quick video about a particular type of unit. Of course it's not going to be an elf because let's face facts, never trust an elf to do a dwarf's work, and that unit is going to be the Guardian. Now I appreciate in 2.0 there is a lot more counters from a unit point of view, whereby if you're running all of one type of troop, if it's small, you're countered by medium, if it's medium, you're countered by large, and if you're a small troop like a Guardian, have the ability to counter a large troop, which is great. But realistically, for actual value per troop and what they can achieve, I don't think you'll find better than these guys. So like I say, it's just a quick video just to run through their skills, show you a few battle reports because I think that's what's missing a lot from these kind of things. I'd like to know what people's thoughts are on them or what they think is a better unit potentially. You know, don't come back at, oh, well, you know, if you have a whole formation of Felbeasts, or if you have a whole formation of, I don't know, Chariots or Swan Knights or whatever it might be, the cost is astronomical. So if you think there's a unit in this game that has a better bang per buck than these guys to keep you in the fight for as long as you want it to be, please let me know and feel free to tell me that I'm wrong. They are a melee troop. They are a dwarf unit, which, you know, I think pretty much everyone knows by now. And these are the key skills, so let's go for them first. So laceration doesn't really matter to anyone. This is pretty cool, but there isn't a great deal of burn damage. The first key skill that we're actually going to look at and really sort of see the benefit from is shielding. And I get these in Tower Guards and a few others have this skill. This 50% chance of reducing physical damage by 10% is incredible. Bear in mind that people use fortitude sets at the moment to counteract physical damage dealers, which happens 100% of the time, appreciated, but that is a genuine set effect that does the same thing as what this does half the time, which is pretty impressive. I get you could be hit by elemental damage, but then anyone can be hit by elemental damage, so let's be real about things. It's important, I think, to be blocking the physical because, you know, everyone's running around with a Dane, a Bjorn, a Shadow, a Gimli, whatever it might be. And yes, there's some people running your Scalehelms and your Sestaros, and as well your Saruman's, and they're pretty cool, yes, but realistically, it's the physical guys that are sort of hurting people at the moment. Few key stats for them, so let's just not look into their initiative because they're stupidly slow. Let's be honest, they are slow. If you do run all small, I think, in your army, you do get an initiative boost, which is actually quite helpful, to be fair. I hadn't thought of that point before I started the video, but glad I brought it up. This pretty much sums up them low damage, high defense infantry unit, and they are. But you're not interested in the damage because troop damage is about, as effective as throwing paper at your enemy in this version of the game. What I'm interested in is this HP, so 45 HP base, 55 defense base. Now, what is quite alarming about those two stats is you find it pretty hard pressed to find anything. And just to kind of compare, let's go to a Swan Knight, for example, which I get has the Protector skill for the first 3 rounds to get plus 20 defense and protect people. But realistically, their defense is only 60 at base, right? That's a cavalry unit. You know, everyone says it's a fantastic unit, 60 base defense. And their HP is 98, which is, to be fair, quite good. But let's again be real. Let's go back to the Guardian. Bear in mind you get double the amount of these in here. You've got 45 HP, so it's technically 90 in the same sort of thing. They've just got a little bit less defense. They're a hell of a lot cheaper, I'll tell you that much for free. So again, you know, Guardian versus them, fair enough. Let's come down a step. And we'll go to Cataphracts again. HP 88, fair enough. Defense 48. So you've got a troop there, it's an infantry troop, that is better than a Cataphract for defense. I struggle to see, just from those two examples alone, how you can sort of look into different units if you're looking to stay in the fight for a very, very long time. I kind of touched on this earlier on, but we'll go into it. War Chariots, fair enough. 1300 defense, 1300 HP, 64 defense. Fair enough. Great unit. Really good skills. However, again, stupidly expensive. And you can compare these to all of them, which are, you know, the high defense tanky units. Realistically, and the Great Beasts are seen as a fantastic unit. Again, 44, but to be fair, a lot more HP. Harder to kill, but again, stupidly expensive. I've got to admit, these little guys have I've sort of come to the conclusion, probably too late in the season, to really see a benefit in what they're doing for me. Bear in mind, I've been running for the last couple of days, and I said I was going to keep this really brief, so I am going to jump into a couple of things, like a battle report, for example, and that will probably finish this video. So, let's look at 2 examples. Let's go back to here. This is what alerted me to the fact that they were pretty tanky. Bear in mind, this is a natural counter and a stupidly expensive formation in comparison. Admittedly, there is some serious gear in here. My account is not as well geared as this. It's not bad, but you know, it's not worth the value of my house, which is probably a good thing, I guess. Whereas this is. So again, running all Guardians, natural counter here. Here's those squishy elves with their 73 HP. Again, thanks for coming, elves. You've all died really quickly. Woohoo! Well done. Again, he's got half his formation left, and that kind of got me thinking. And here's 2 reports from the same guy. So here's me running all Fell Beasts. Again, stupidly expensive. I appreciate this is a natural counter. Again, really wailed formation. But when I switch to Guardians and I'm full here, I wasn't full in the last report, that is a far better report. And when we're already winning on resources this season, that's a massive win. Now, just to go into, that kind of detail of that troop is pretty base value. I'm not going to go around and tell you that it's perfect, because they're not perfect. But, you know, I've kind of got a good chunk of merit this season. I've got a lot of experience behind me. I get there's people who will say there are better troops. I appreciate that. There probably are. I just thought it'd be out there as food for thought. So if you've got any comments on what you think's a better troop, as in for value, please be my guest and let me know. Again, with most of the meta being 1 or maybe even 2 dwarves at the moment, you know, you could be running Gimli and Dane. Again, they fit in with this bloodline skill, where they gain just for fun an extra 10 defense. I will just check the initiative value that you get. I'm pretty sure it comes up on the formation. It's when you're in this screen, I think. I can't do that from here. Where can I do it from? This is no longer just being a speed video. Let's switch Gil to Guardian. And then because he'll be all small units, you get +5 initiative just by having all small units. So again, you know, it takes their initiative up to 10. It's not completely shabby with the way the system works. But I just wanted to run a little video on those Guardians. I'll show you a few more of the reports that I've been getting. Bear in mind, these are better than what it was, and these are against seriously well players. This is all with Guardians. This again is that Guardians fight I was showing you before. This is a pretty good example, to be fair. I get he's not full, but you know, gear-wise, it's and I've got some levels on him, to be fair. Again, that's the classic piece, which is pretty good. So you know, that's a pretty well geared formation. I will just sort of show mine. I wish I had an initiative Sauron, thanks. I get my gear's not bad. I say not bad, it's pretty good. But, you know, that is a really successful report. I get it's versus other small units, but these guys have just tanked through. And I've had a lot of that today. As you can see, there's a lot of victories. There's a few that I was a little bit disappointed in, but I actually had my White Council and my White Rider stolen in this fight by this guy over here. The annoyance that is Sauron. So that was probably about as close as it gets. I never normally get near this guy, even with Crushers, to be honest. So to come out on top on that, I get he's not quite as full as he should be. But, you know, I've been getting some really good reports on the back of that. So it was just kind of to touch on that. And as always, with these things, please test it out for yourself. Please let me know. And if in doubt, always follow your nose.